Hello, students, and welcome to another Kaiju Bio with the Toku Professor. Maybe you wonder why I'm singing. Well, the monster we'll be looking at today is a monster who sings.
Wow, Professor, your, singing voice.
I know, beautiful, isn't it? And I'm not even singing with full gusto. Maybe at some point today I can really show off my musical talent.
That's okay. I think we're good.
No, don't worry. I really don't mind giving you students a free performance. But we'll save that for later. For now, let's jump right into today's class. I have a feeling things are about to get really wacky really fast, because our subject for today is an Ultraman Taro monster, namely ORPHY, the song-loving kaiju. This friendly creature from episode 49 of Taro seems to be nearly completely forgotten among Toku fans, but I have a feeling after this crazy class you're going to have a hard time unremembering him. Let's start our discussion by checking out ORPHY's behind-the-scenes history. Assuming the screenplay writer for ORPHY's debut episode was the creator of the kaiju, it appears the honor goes to Toshiro Ishido. A source says his designer was unknown for a long time, until a book, apparently released in 2021, revealed it to be Yoshio Suzuki. I happen to own an Ultra Monster artwork book that features the concept art of the obscure kaiju, and describes him as looking like a hermit with a face both human and seal-like. Various notes were provided alongside these drawings, which seem to be instructing the modeling team to give the ORPHY suit an eyebrow-raising mechanism, enable his belly button to change color, and some other things to do with his mouth movement while singing. The bottom image also indicates the monster has hidden fangs in the back of his mouth, which were to be exposed at a certain part of the episode. The finished costume seems mostly accurate to the drawings, but the kaiju's muzzle seems more droopy than in the art. Kaimai Productions and/or EX Productions seem to have created the suit. Not only was a costume constructed for the monster, but they also created a life-size ORPHY belly button for Alien Khan to enter. I told you this was a strange episode. Wait until we actually cover the in-universe stuff. A close-up singing ORPHY face was apparently also modeled. ORPHY's name is said to come from the musician Orpheus from Greek mythology, and his roars were provided by a voice actor. I'm a bit confused on this last point because some of my sources seem to be in disagreement on who did the voice of the monster. It was either Takeshi Kuwabara or Eiji Maruyama. Maybe both of them were involved. Alright, that's ORPHY's behind-the-scenes background. Now it's finally time to check out the crazy episode he appeared in and jump into the universe of Ultraman Taro. I'm so excited. I want to sing!
Oh no.
But no, we'll save that for later.
Phew. Hopefully he'll forget.
ORPHY was a 183-foot tall, 33,000-ton kaiju who lived close by a village in a mountainous area of Japan. Unlike basically every other monster in the Ultraman franchise, the creature had lived in perfect harmony with humanity for hundreds of years, burrowing out of the ground once a year near harvesting season and singing one of the most objectively beautiful songs ever to the delighted townsfolk.
I somehow think something's off with the professor's taste for music.
If ORPHY sang in a low voice, as he did in his reveal scene, the villagers believed they would have a fruitful harvest. ORPHY's first scene on screen also revealed him to be a rather clumsy monster, when he accidentally destroyed a bridge with his foot and reacted by running away at an incredible speed. But despite this incident, the villagers still loved their friendly neighborhood monster. But since most stories have conflict, it's not too hard to guess that this peaceful way of life for both the monster and the townspeople would be threatened. An alien Khan, disguised as a human, convinced a bunch of people that things would be better if not just a few local farmers, but everyone could get to see ORPHY whenever they wanted, and he arranged an expedition to capture the monster and put it in captivity. At least, that's what he pretended was the goal of the mission. In reality, though, he wanted to use a doctored-up tranquilizer to cause the normally peaceful creature to rampage, presumably to set the stage for an invasion. The Zett team wasn't on board even with the fake mission of Alien Khan and his hired men, however, and they ended up stealing his tranquilizer guns and eventually uncovering his whole scheme. Meanwhile, Alien Khan, realizing the anesthetic he needed was gone, decided to try and provoke ORPHY in a different way, using music. First, he had all the men he tricked into coming with him grab instruments. Were the suit coats and ties really necessary, guys? You might still need your mountain gear, you know. Okay, never mind. And start playing classical music to lure ORPHY out. The kaiju appeared in no time and seemed absolutely in love with the song they were playing. Step 2 of Alien Khan's plan was, well, it's unclear, but he seemed to want to experiment with how ORPHY would react to how music was played, because he suddenly stopped the song and ORPHY fell over. The monster wanted the music to continue, so he decided to trim the branches off a tree and modify it into a conductor's baton. And then, ooh boy, let me see if I can keep a straight face here. He pulled sheet music out of his belly button. Yep. Oh, Ultraman Taro, always making explanations hard for all us Toku professors. I don't think I'm even going to bother trying to explain this one. The monster began leading the orchestra in Johann Strauss's Die Fledermaus Overture by waving his baton, bopping to the beat, and singing. Maybe I should join in. Nah, guess I'll save my voice for later. Now Alien Khan had Orphy right where he wanted him. Using his music player, it seems he was able to suddenly change the tempo, which made the conductor quite angry. Then the alien began to adjust the speed of the song even more, and since Orphy was moving in time with the music, he began to jam out at such extreme speeds that he became extremely dizzy and almost stepped on a villager's house. But then, using sheer willpower, the friendly monster was able to pull his foot back and save somebody's home. He then burrowed back underground to rest after that crazy experience. Alien Khan's plan B had failed. The Seijin had one last trick up his sleeve, though. Once Zett blew his cover, the alien didn't need to hide that he wasn't a human anymore, and after using dynamite to lure Orphy back to the surface, he used this power to take control of the monster. There are those fangs the artwork was talking about, and at last, Orphy began to rampage. Alien Khan, meanwhile, jumped into the creature's belly button, I guess either for his own protection or so he could get a good view of the destruction. Orphy proved to be a formidable force and was unfazed by Zett's attacks, so it was time for Ultraman Taro to see what he could do. Taro began beating the kaiju up to the dismay of the villagers, who were desperate that he spare Orphy. The Ultraman tossed Orphy on the ground and Alien Khan peeked out to see what was going on. Taro saw him and decided to try and yank the Seijin out of Orphy's belly button while the monster was down. But he couldn't reach in there and grab the little villain, so he transformed his king bracelet into some tweezers called the Magic Hand and continued the procedure. Man, they should really make an edition of Operation based on this scene. If one of you students wants to, send me a piece of family-friendly fan art of what that would look like, and I'll consider putting it in a future video. Anyway, the surgery was successful, and Alien Khan was immediately destroyed. Orphy went back to his old self, and Ultraman Taro helped him up. As his reward, Taro got to watch Orphy do a happy dance. I can't tell if he liked it, though. Either way, Orphy could now return to his underground home, and the threat was ended. Orphy has been completely absent from everything ever since the episode we just discussed aired, and other than this eraser I saw online, I don't think any figures have been produced either. I'd say his chance of returning to the series at some point is basically zero, but I guess if many of us band together in support of Orphy coming back, who knows what could happen. Even if Orphy never comes back though, I still have a way to make the talented singer feel better, by inducting him into my newly introduced Hall of Fame for Forgotten Monsters. Congratulations. Oh, update, I also decided to add Sasori Gadoras and Ghost Godzilla in as well. Figured they were forgotten enough to be in here. Here are all the monsters that have made it in so far. Alright kids, ready to hear me sing now?
No, don't do it!
Oh right, of course I can't yet. I forgot to tell people to like and subscribe. Silly me. Let me know in the comments if you'd want to see Orphy brought back in a future Ultraman show. And be sure to also check out all the hundreds of Ultraman figures in my eBay store at some point before Christmas. I also have a Twitter account. That's the best way to get in contact with me. Links to all of that are in the description. And of course, stay tuned for the history of Red King. I'm going to get right back to work on it as soon as this video comes out. With all that out of the way, now students, I'd like to tell you a little story about a child who made friends on the playground by singing the Gamera March. Only I'm not going to tell you the story. I'm going to sing it.
No!
There once was a boy.
Stop, Professor, stop! Please stop! Maybe he can't. Maybe his voice box is malfunctioning.
What do we do?
We pull it out and fix it.
Okay. I'm always down for a surgery.
Cue the ending music. 1, 2, 3. Burrowing out of the ground once a year near harvesting singing?